While the world of Arknights gets explored through the perspective of the Doctor, you definitely are not its only protagonist. If anything, you're the link between the stories of other people inhabiting this world. One of those is Kal tsit. Kal tsit has the type of story that makes you want to listen to the Hatsune Miku version of My Little Dark Age for at least half a day. Today I want to prove to you that Arknights Kal tsit objectively is the best girl of this game, and I'm gonna be as thorough as possible with it. Get yourself a drink, make yourself comfortable, and enjoy. Also, subscribe to Dio's Opinions. The first ever time we meet Kal tsit is right at the beginning of chapter 2. The first thing she does is look at you with an angry face while actually being angry at you. I've made that point in the past, but I wanna make sure that this is crystal clear before we go deep. Kal tsit is not a tsundere who doesn't know how to show you her feelings, no. At this point, she genuinely dislikes you. Yet there are two layers to Kal tsit's relationship with you. There is the dimension of what she tells you, and then there is the dimension of what she actually does. And I'm not even talking about how she was in the past, when you were still the Doctor. No, we are not into flashbacks here. Between the point when you leave Qaisermlg in chapter 1 and the time you enter Lungmen in chapter 2, there is a certain time frame. You leave the city, you get shipped to the landship, and then the landship drives to Lungmen in order for some docking. While there to my knowledge is no confirmed length for the length of that time frame, there are a couple of estimates we can make. It's most likely a couple of days. Even if it's just a day, it's long enough for a couple of things to happen. Right after you arrive at Rhodes Island, there was a certain warfarin incident in which you made her act unwise. Kal tsit personally placed a restrainment order on her, making sure that she won't suck you dry. Very shortly after that, she also tells Closure to not bother you, which most likely saved you from something absolutely horrible. She says that it's important that the Sarkaz vampires don't make too much of a bad impression on you, so that the Casdel matter doesn't have to be postponed indefinitely. She then assumingly leaves early, heading to Lungmen, initiating the negotiations you will find her later in chapter 2. While she talks smack to you on the first meeting, she actively does things that are objectively good for you and help you. She definitely has the means to make life hell for you if she wanted, yet she actively chooses to do the opposite. There are reasons for that. On one hand, it is pure pragmatism, something you will often see from Kal tsit, like when she declines the proposal to hold a welcome party for you because there is an active reunion crisis going on outside. Getting you fully operational objectively makes you a great asset to Rhodes Island, because let's be real, death-bringing furries only become really effective when led by a capable commander. On the other hand, it's because of Amir. You see, it was Amir's decision to get you out of your refrigerator. Kal tsit was absolutely fine with just having you there for the foreseeable future, yet when the young CEO made the decision and the elite operators agreed with her, there was absolutely no resistance from Kal tsit. She abstained from the decision making, seemingly accepting her decision and helping her. You will often see her being very supportive of Amir. After the negotiations of early chapter 2, she reassured her that she did a good job, yet I'm pretty sure that the groundwork she laid when she got to Lungmen before Amir definitely helped with things. Furthermore, she is also very protective of her, constantly telling you to not put her into danger and to keep close watch of her, that stuff. Her relation with Amir brings another perspective into the way Kal tsit acts and behaves. I originally wanted to make a separate video about this, but let's just discuss it here. Kal tsit just spends her free time with adopting people. Even Closure noticed that. Project Red is the most prominent example for this by far, but so is Folinik, as her OG mother straight up handed her custody over to Kal tsit so that she could murder a retired general. There are many more examples for that though. Heavy Rain, for example, was picked up by her and actually is the person who triggered that Closure comment. This does not only apply to characters like them though. Passenger also temporarily falls into that category, and I would say that even Spectre and Skadi do. You can see her attend to them personally, look after them, and save their asses if necessary. The biggest thing about that is that she doesn't have to do this. Nobody is forcing her to be a cat girl caretaker. When Folinik Sr. wanted her to look after Folinik, she could have just said no and walked away, yet she didn't do that. And when Passenger got involved with her, she could have just treated him like a loose end, yet she took him in and protected him. She has something of a caring side to her. I could make a cringy mummy joke here, but I'm gonna let the comment section take care of that. I'm counting on you guys. But really, I wouldn't say that she does become something of a motherly figure for any of those people. She gives them a lot of freedom, she allows them to go on missions, she doesn't force them to do anything, allows them a lot of things. She really is just there to be supportive and save them if necessary. This has been her main theme in the stories she has featured in so far. Saving people. There are not that many times she actually appears somewhere, but when she does, it's always a "oh shit, the cavalry is here" moment. That's because she is strong. Insanely fucking strong. She stood her ground against Patriot, she yeeted W out of a building in a millisecond. She definitely did very well against this piece of Hog Rider poo. She deleted entire squads of mercenaries. You know that if she appears on screen, things will at least not completely go south. She's a comfort character in that sense. It's kind of an Ackerman effect. When she's there, you know that things are gonna end more or less well. You might get insulted, but at least you won't die. You could call that plot armor, but that would be very boring. This mad power begs the question of her background. Why is she so powerful? What's important to note here is that she herself doesn't seem to have an insane offensive potential, but you will not ever see her fight alone. This is Monster, her partner. A weird thing. It is not Originium Arts, it doesn't seem to be a robot, it reacts to people, it seems to have emotions, it can do semi-intelligent things other than hacking and slashing. It is as close as we will ever come to getting Pokemon in Arknights. She is also insanely knowledgeable. She knows so much that during that one time where she actually doesn't know something, she stresses it. She seems to know a lot about the ancient machines and technology found in Terra. It seems like people think that she knows the secrets of the Abyssal Hunters and tries to get that information out of her. And she also seems to know about Priestess, the biggest mystery in Arknights. But where the hell is she from? In A Walk in the Dust we find this old geezer who claims to have seen her a very long time ago, which begs the question of her having a possible Sargonian background. Then there is some really interesting stuff in her monthly team dialogue as well, which might indicate her having a Gaulish background. But I'm gonna be real, it's probably something completely else. She is defo very old though, we absolutely can say that. Over the couple of decades we see her life, she doesn't change at all. Then there's the connection to immortality she has. Yeah, she's a granny, for sure. Does her insane knowledge come from just being very old and having personally been there when those things happened? Or is she something special, and the knowledge and the age are two of the things that make her special? We could speculate about this for hours, but that is not the topic for today. Whatever she is, I think there is something insanely soothing about having a character like her with us. A character who is bigger than the reunion crisis, bigger than the Victorian succession crisis, bigger than most of the conflicts we witness, yet she still takes time out of her day to take care of the random people around her, even if it is absolutely unnecessary. Don't get this wrong though, she absolutely cares about the bigger picture. She actively talks about the massive threats humanity faces, and she makes you actively think about them as well. Caring, very knowledgeable, incredibly ancient, cares about saving humanity. Yet her biggest goal right now is to take care of none other than you. Without going into details, she gave a very important person the promise to protect you. And you can tell, especially in the early parts of the main story, that she is doing it just because of this promise. She treats you with the attitude of, I would love to kill you, but I made the promise to protect you, so I will protect you, but make sure you know that I would love to kill you. That attitude is probably why people call her the X-Wife as well. Last year, during A Walk in the Dust's original run, I made a video on how your relationship with her changes, and I think that it still mostly holds up to this day. Feel free to check it out if you want to. Since she is bound to you for now, she will hopefully stay with Rhodes Island for now. Her story is far from over. We don't even really know how it started. This is all we can talk about for now. What we can say now is, Kal tsit is not just one of the most important characters in Arknights and its world, she is also one of the by far coolest. A constantly present entity who has been around for potentially 10,000 years, protecting humanity by fighting its threats, powerful and filled with knowledge, but not a machine, fully emotional, invested into the people around her, taking care of everyone she's associated with. To put it simply, she is somebody who gets things done. And that's why she is best girl. Objectively. But there's one thing I forgot to mention. Most importantly, she is cute as fuck. This might be the weep in me speaking, but brother, I just get happy when I see her, my man. In a smash or pass, she would get a solid fist bump from me. She's my by far most favorite character in this game, and after you have watched this video, she defo should have advanced into at least your top 5 as well. Who am I kidding, she's a smash. Now, to thank my wonderful channel members. I love all of you, but a very special shout out goes to Ankoku, Azriel, Carousel Ava, Chris, Daniel Henriquez, Demoboy125, Erwin Heckler, Jimshot First, Longo, Neo, Salvessa, Written, and the Phoenix. Thanks a lot for your support, guys, and to you, thanks for watching, and I hope that I will see you next time. Cheers!